What is up guys, this is Tito back with another video on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you the best Android 11 ROM right now in my personal opinion. That would be the ArrowOS. This has two separate versions and one includes the GApps, one is without the GApps. I have flashed the included GApps version of course because I like it that way. If the ROM has the GApps inbuilt, that means I do not have to flash the GApps separately. So over here I have flashed the included GApps version, and here in the Android version section we have the ArrowOS logo up top there. And if you're noticing, the device of course says Redmi Note 7 Pro, and the ArrowOS version here is 11.0 official build. The security patch is latest of October 5th, 2020, and the stock kernel is Azure Perf Plus kernel, and the build date is 31st October 2020 build. And here you can see the build number. And if you want to see the changelogs, you can just go into this Telegram channel, and from here you can see the changelogs, and even source and device side changelogs are here. And if you're willing to flash this ROM, I would say watch this particular video from the card right there. The procedure is same, you do not have to worry. If you were worried about the same method that you can flash like Android 10 and Android 11 both ROMs with the same method, yes, you can do that over here. Like wipe cache, Dalvik system data and vendor, then just flash the firmware, the ROM file, and you just reboot, and make sure you have the force decrypt recovery is enabled or something like that. You can watch that from that particular video and you can get an idea what I'm talking about. So yeah, make sure you watch that video if you are not sure what I'm talking about here about the flashing. But let me actually tell you why I feel this is one of the best custom ROMs based on Android 11 right now for the Redmi Note 7 Pro. That is just because it has a huge amount of customizations, but inside in the settings you will not find any kind of like separate things, but it is there, the customizations I mean are there inside each settings. Now why I am using the dark theme, you may ask. Well, I'm just using it just to show you guys that the default dark theme looks like this, and it is not completely dark. It is actually, if you're noticing, it is kind of a bluish kind of tinted dark over here I would say. And here you can actually change the dark theme from this display and dark theme settings. If you go over here, again I'm showing you from the display, then you go to the dark theme, from where you just turn off the dark theme or turn it on. From this section you will find this color bucket. So from here, if you choose this Raven black, this is actually the AMOLED kind of black. If you're noticing, the color has been changed and this is the perfect black. So yeah, this is the one, and I have been using it with the default one. This is how it looks like, and with the dark gray and stuff, this is pretty similar grayish kind of look. Then we have this night kind of dark, which is kind of again a bluish tint over here, and we have this style section. I don't actually know how it looks. We have this solarized dark too, which is kind of a greenish dark. So yeah, right now let me just turn off the dark mode. So again, this is how the display settings looks like, and inside over here we have the brightness level settings, and inside night light of course you can schedule it and turn on the night light if you want to, and this is how it looks like of course if you turn on the night light. And here we have the adaptive or auto brightness. This actually works, but I'm not gonna like enable it right now. Here we have the styles and wallpaper settings, and from here you can actually customize the themes over here. And I have also customized like accent color, which is yellow. But let me actually show you, you get these many fonts over here. Actually, I think 5 fonts by default. And if you tap next, as you can see, you get these much like icons. A lot of options are there for these kind of icons. You can just tap next, and from here you get these accent colors. And as you can see, plethora of accent colors are actually there. You can choose from these many options. But yeah, you have to choose it from the styles and wallpaper section. And from this wallpaper section, you have this on-device wallpaper, which is this, of course, the ArrowOS wallpaper. And then if you go back, there is nothing much. You can of course install the Google's wallpaper app, and then it will be appearing over here. As you can see, this bright section, landscape and stuff will be appearing over here. And inside grid, we have this 5x5, 4x4 and 3x3 grid. And from the clock section, we have these 4 clocks. If you're noticing, well, there are more. As you can see on the bottom, we have this bubble, analog, and the like type kind of thing of Android Q. Let me go back. We have the screen timeout option, then we have the auto rotate screen option, and then we have the colors, which is set to like natural by default, but I don't know why it is not showing any options over here. Inside lock screen, we have this notification on lock screen and stuff. Then interestingly, the lock screen charging info is there, and also the most amazing feature which I like over here, that would be simply this fingerprint unlock. That means you can simply reboot the device and just tap the fingerprint scanner. It will unlock with the fingerprint scanner always. So that is the most interesting thing actually, for me at least, over here, that I do not have to enter PIN after a reboot. Really glad to have this feature over here on the ArrowOS, and this actually does work fine. I have tested that. After rebooting, this feature actually works. And double tap to sleep again is there on the lock screen, and we have the display media cover art and stuff. Then if you scroll down, we do have this double tap to wake feature, and font size, display size, you can of course customize that. Inside over here we have the status bar items, and from here you can get the VoLTE, headset, hotspot, etc. icons, and the Wi-Fi, Ethernet, etc. You can enable or disable them from here. Now talking about the stock launcher, actually let me show you. This is how the stock launcher of course looks like. Swiping up gets you to the app drawer, and you can search for any app just from here. So that is really cool. And swiping down on the home screen gets you to the notification panel of course, and the widgets are actually working fine here. And if I go into the settings of this launcher, as you can see, there is the add app icons to the home screen and stuff. Then show Google app is there, show search bar option is there. Then we have this hidden and protected apps, but you can actually lock these particular apps with this launcher. But yeah, I do not know why the fingerprint scanner actually not working for the app lock. So that's how it is. And there is the notification gesture, and also the double tap gesture is there. So you can just double tap anywhere on the home screen and the phone just goes to sleep. Right now, let me just quickly show you the fingerprint scanner speed over here. And as you can see, it has unlocked. Let me lock it and let me tap the fingerprint scanner again. And as you can see, it has unlocked. Right now, I'll just show you quickly. As you can see, the fingerprint scanner is blazing fast in my opinion, and it unlocks almost 100% of the time. Really fast fingerprint scanner experience over here with my right hand's index finger. As you can see, as soon as I tap over here, it unlocks. Let me actually show you from up close. If I tap it just like this, as you can see, it has unlocked. Let me show you as quick as I can, and again it has unlocked. So the fingerprint scanner is blazing fast. No issues with the fingerprint scanner here at all. It is very reliable fingerprint scanner. And on the quick settings panel, this is how it looks like. And you can add multiple toggles over here, like peak notification and stuff is there. You can add, then screencast, screenshot, etc. is there, weather, reboot, etc. And I'll show you all the customizations and stuff, other things which are in the settings later on. But here, as you can see, these are the things that you get. And here there is no FPS info. I could not simply find that, or FPS counter kind of thing. So yeah, that's how it is. But there is the Android 11 kind of screen recorder, where you can actually record the device audio and the microphone audio at the same time. So that is very cool. Now, even though this ROM has the Google Apps or G Apps pre-included, the only feature which is missing, I would say, the general kind of feature, that is this like Google's assistant. When you are swiping up from the corners, it should appear, but here it simply does not. So yeah, that's how it is. Even when I swipe up from the corners, it just does not pop out the Google Assistant. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about this Google Assistant stuff over here. Right now, let me just go into this network, and this is how the network setting looks like. We have the traffic indicator, of course, over here if you want that. I have been using a separate app for this, so yeah, that works too. I don't have a SIM card in it, but VoLTE and stuff should be working super fine here, no issues. Even Wi-Fi and hotspot both should be working fine. Wi-Fi is actually working fine right now. In the sound settings, and here we have the media volume and stuff. Then show volume panel on the left side is there. I have enabled that. And right now, as you can see, this is how the volume panel looks like. I can expand it just like this, or like close it, as you can see. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And we have the vibrate for calls, of course, then media, and then default ringtone, alarm, etc. you can change, of course. Then we have the screenshot sound disabling option. So that is great that we can actually disable the screenshot sound. Inside security, we have this fingerprint option and no face unlock as of right now, but that's fine. And of course, no app lock as of right now, if you do not use that like stock launchers app lock. Now inside buttons, we have this enable advanced restart, and I have already done that. And right now, as you can see, this is how the power menu looks like. Well, this appeared because I have the Google Home app set up, and in the power menu from here, I can actually turn off this light. If you're noticing, maybe you have noticed a little bit of change in the video. So if you are noticing this part over here, this light just goes off if I tap over here. So yeah, this is actually working super fine with this kind of thing. And the advanced reboot, whenever you tap reboot, as you can see right now, I can directly reboot to recovery or system, or I can just like hot rebooted, or I can just boot into the bootloader. Then if you tap on these three dots, the fast boot mode just appears. And here in the power menu action, we have this screenshot and stuff, then lockdown, max action to show over here. You can customize that. Let me go to the gestures, and here we have the quickly open camera option. So if I double tap the power button or double press the power button, it will launch the camera. Inside gesture settings, we have the gesture navigation. And if you go into the settings, as you can see, we have the gesture bar length customization, and that is the reason why the gesture bar right now is quite long. So yeah, you can customize that. And there is the 2 and 3 button navigation too. If you are gonna use the 2 or 3 button navigation, you can definitely do that. If you're coming from Android 9 or like Android 7 or Android 10, both ways you will be totally fine. And here inside swipe to screenshot, we have this gesture, and of course this swipe to the screenshot is actually working fine. We have this delete option, so I can just delete the screenshot right away, or what I can do is I can edit. And as you can see, this Google's markup is actually working fine. So that is really good over here, that this markup is actually working fine, and you can just like mark or something, do whatever you want over here. And then we have the share option, of course, for the screenshot. Again, as you can see, the share option of course appears. And also you can take a screenshot from the like recents panel. As you can see, I can just straight away take a screenshot. So that is very cool. But I don't know why the text kind of selection option, the select option is just missing from here. But yeah, that's how it is. And inside power menu, again, we have this sensitive content and stuff. Then device controls is there. You can disable that if you want to. And then we have the double tap to sleep gesture on the status bar. So I can double tap on the status bar to make the phone sleep. And let me go back. We have the system panel. And inside over here, we do not find much stuff or any stuff at all, because it is still an early build, and that is why there is no system updater as of right now. And the default keyboard over here is Google keyboard or Gboard. The only disappointing thing I would say about this ROM is the stock camera, and that is the old kind of Google camera. As you can see, yes, you can switch to the front camera and stuff, and that does work. But yeah, this is a pretty basic camera and I do not really like it personally. So I have also installed the Unix version of the Google camera. If you want to install it, you can click on the card right there. And with this, the night sight and stuff, everything is working. And even the front camera, as you can see, is actually working over here without any issues. No freezing or stuff like that. Even portrait mode should be working fine. So yeah, this Google camera Unix version, Google Camera 7 is working totally fine. Now talking about the IR blaster present on the device, if you are noticing right now, as you can see, the IR blaster actually works. So yeah, without any issues, the IR blaster works. I have tested that. The DRM info shows as level 1 here, so you do not actually need to worry about Netflix or Amazon Prime's 1080p videos. That should be working right out of the box. But if you are worried about the banking apps, well, I am sad for you, because you cannot simply use banking apps right out of the box on this ROM, because simply the safety net status or the basic integrity and the CTS profile both fails. Only this response signature verification like says success. So yeah, you cannot simply use like banking apps like Google Pay right out of the box, but you have to flash Magisk separately. Then you can use Magisk Hide to use banking apps. This is another like bad thing about this ROM right now, but I think they will fix it in the future updates. But yeah, this is the like second thing that I do not like. The first is the like camera, the stock camera, and the second is the banking apps just won't work right out of the box here. So yeah, that's a bummer. If you're worried about performance, I would say the performance of this ROM has been really great. And even in the battery settings, let me actually go into it. And here we have the battery percentage showing up option, and you can enable or disable it, of course. Then we have the battery saver, then thermal profiles, and then battery charging light. You can also enable the notification LED in do not disturb mode. So yeah, that is great. And changing the colors won't help, because I think this is only like white colored LED, the notification LED over here. And then we have the screen on time over here, of course. Then last full charge, you can tap over here and see the full battery usage. If you tap on the 3 dots, again we have the battery usage. And also the 80-watt fast charging works fine here, so that is not a problem either. And the battery saver is also there. You can use that if you want to. But without even using the battery saver, I would say the battery life should be really great. And here, talking about the performance, the benchmarks are here, as you can see. Right now, let me just open a couple of apps and show you guys the app on speeds and the RAM management over here. Let's open Facebook, Twitter. Okay, so I did not log into Twitter. Here we have Play Store, Instagram, Let's open Google Home, YouTube, now let's open also this Telegram app. Now what else? Let's open this LED RGB remote app, DRM info, and right now let me just open all these apps from memory, and Twitter, Play Store. Let me just scroll, and as you can see, the Play Store is in memory, and even Instagram is in memory. Google Home still in memory. YouTube is still in memory. Telegram, okay, so it's just opening the app drawer sometimes. Let me go over here. Even LED RGB remote app is in memory. DRM info still in memory. So yeah, the memory management is great. No issues with the memory management, or even like any other performance issues. I do not see any performance issues. The whole UI stays like pretty smooth over here. No issues with the performance here. As you can see, all the apps are staying in memory simply. This is the best Android 11 ROM that I found for the Redmi Note 7 Pro, at least as of right now. Has double tap to sleep on the home screen, the status bar, the power menu has advanced reboot, it has always unlock with the fingerprint scanner, then it has the level 1 DRM security. Then I think the camera is a little bit of disappointment, but yeah, you can of course get away with Google Camera 7 Unix version, and other stuff like other customizations are there, but this thing is not there where like you just swipe on the status bar to control or adjust the brightness. That is the only thing which is not there. Otherwise, I would say the customizations of this ROM right now is pretty insane considering this is Android 11 ROM. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel down there if you have not yet. Share this video with your friends if you want them to know the best Android 11 ROM right now for the Redmi Note 7 Pro. And again, thanks so much for watching. This is Tito signing off. I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye now.